So we've got our embouchure down pat. Let's play our first few notes. So before I get into a B, which will be the first note we learn, let me just talk about where to place your hands. So we have our left and our right hands and lots of keys. Where do we put them? You'll notice that a saxophone has pearls, or little plastic things where we need to put our fingers. This protects the keys and also helps us figure out where we need to put our hand. So with your left hand, what you want to be doing is on the back, there is a moving key and then a solid black or gold thing, and this little platform is where we want to be putting our thumb. So this is your left hand thumb. Put that on that solid platform. Now flipping the saxophone around, you'll notice that we have some pearls. So first up, we want to put our first finger on the first pearl. There'll be a second little smaller one. We don't want to put anything on this one just yet. We want to skip that and put our next finger on the next key, and then the third finger goes on the final pearl underneath that. Now, for our right hand, you will notice on the back that there is a little metal curve thing. Yours might be black or plastic. This is where we want our right hand thumb to go. So make sure your thumb is securely placed underneath that hook. Then on the other side, you'll notice that again we have 3 pearls. 1, 2, 3. Now our pointer will go on the first one, middle finger on the second one, third finger on the third one. There is also 2 keys down here which will eventually be used for our pinky, top and bottom. So there are 2 of those, but 1, 2, 3 is where our 3 main fingers go. Now to play our first note, I want you to make sure that your right hand thumb is hooked under that hook. Don't have it floating around in random places. Make sure it's securely underneath that hook. For your left hand, make sure it's got a nice curve, and you're curving around these 3 side palm keys, and you're reaching the 3 pearls on the front. Now the first note I want to teach you is a B. So you'll need your first finger, push down the first key, and you will get a sound like this. Now, I want you to practice this until you can perfectly get this beautiful B and hold it for 4 beats. Now, something else I'd like to talk to you about is tonguing. To get a nice, clear, crisp start to the note, what you need to do is put your tongue up onto the tip of the reed. This will stop the air from going through the instrument. So, tongue right here. Then we need to drop our tongue down, and that will let the air through the instrument. So this is what we call tonguing. Now every time we want to start a note, our tongue goes up to the reed and then drops back down when we want to play the note. So to start off with, I want to put my tongue at the top of the reed, then when I'm ready to play, I'll drop it down. Ta, and hold the B for 4 beats. Then I'm going to rest for 4 beats. Then I'm going to play another note for 4 beats. So let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. Rest, 2, 3. Rest, 2, 3. And so on. Now I want you to practice this until you can play that note for 4 beats. Let's play our second note, our A. So we already know how to play a B, which is our first finger. And now I want to introduce to you an A. So to play an A, all we have to do is use 2 fingers. So we've got our first one on for B, and we simply add the second key down to get an A. And then your embouchure needs to be exactly the same. Use your tongue to start the note, drop it down to tongue it, and then we'll get our A. Now it should sound a little bit lower than your B. Because we're adding more fingers, we're extending the tube. Instead of the air coming out from here, our air is now coming out from here. So this will create a slightly lower sound than the first B. Now what I want you to do is play that A and hold it for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3. Rest, 2, 3. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Now our next note is a G, 3 fingers. So we have our B, 1 finger, A, 2 fingers, G, just add your third finger down. This will give you again a slightly lower note. So G, 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3. Now again, tongue onto the reed This will close the reed and stop air from going through the instrument. Drop it down when you want the note to sound.